Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, I'm so excited to be here with you all this evening. Welcome in. Tell a friend, tell a friend. We are live. Please, guys, let me know if you can hear me okay. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me okay. And we're going to get started on another psychic investigation. And so I'm going to wait for a few more of you guys to come in, but we're going to set some ground rules because, if you're new to the channel, I kind of need to, sounds great. Awesome. Thank you so much. I kind of need to give you guys the grand scope of things. First and foremost, I want to say I truly appreciate every single person for watching, for subscribing, for liking. I need you guys to help me reach 8,000 subscribers. I literally have over 750 videos on YouTube. I've put a lot of work into this. You guys have grown with me. I'm a spiritual teacher at heart. And, psychic investigations is my new jam. And I'm here to bring the psychic investigation, which is the truth from all angles, right? And it's not so much just prying into people's lives, but what it is this is teaching us how we can look at energy, how we can literally utilize these tools to examine what is happening within our own lives, guys. And I'm an ascension coach, and I'm here to expand us to the new earth vibration, into the higher spheres of consciousness, guys. So please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel and like the video when you come in. Yes, 10K by the end of the year. Let's do it. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Go big or go home. And so what you guys was half of y'all who watch me on a regular basis, girls, not subscribed. We're not doing that no more, because this year has taught me so much. If you do not protect your energy, someone else will come along and play in it. Okay. And we're not doing that. And I don't want you guys letting people play in your energy. So the rules of engagement here: when you're on this channel, you are subscribed. When you come in, you give a like. I'm going to check periodically. If that's not happening, I'm going to stop speaking, because time is everything. Time is precious. Time is everything. And please respect me. If you like what it is I offer, you can be here. If you do not, please, you do not have to be here. I will not, I will wish you well. But if you are coming here, you are subscribed and you are liking the video. And if it's not resonating, please go ahead and unsubscribe. I want people here that truly do want to be here, and that, really do want to reciprocate right energy, because this is the whole point of this, right? When no one reciprocates the energy, it's off balance. And then we get this thing we call curses. Oh, someone's cursed me. No, it's just that you're giving, you're over giving, and you're under receiving, right? So it can be literally that simple as well. So please, these are the rules of engagement. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Tahira. I am a supernatural quantum healer. Mother of the Ages is my spiritual name. Guys, if you do not have the book, The Great Expansion, a Cosmic Bible for the Ages, I am the curator and of the book. And I was so blessed to channel this Bible. It's The Great Expansion, a Cosmic Bible for the Ages. It's the most fantastic thing I've ever been able to take part in my entire life. I'm so genuinely blessed from Source to be the vessel that Source was able to move this energy through, to be able to bring a book that literally describes everything that we are going through right now as a collective soul body humanity. So I need you guys to purchase the book, and please leave a review on Amazon. And there are some links down below in the description box to purchase the book, or to purchase a session, right? Or even a spiritual consultation with me, guys. So I think we've gotten that out of the way. Okay. And the other thing I want to say is that I come here and I do these psychic investigations live. If you guys have been here, then you know I am a conscious channeler. So what does that mean? When you hear me talking, I am channeling. I don't go into trance to channel. I'm a conscious channeler. That means I can channel from my conscious mind. And so all of what you're getting is me literally utilizing energy to pull these messages through. I'm not just talking. So when you guys leave messages, I don't believe that. And you're talking mean. I'm not talking, I am channeling. So please understand that. I have nothing against anyone. I love all of humanity. In fact, Mother of the Ages literally is to help humanity as a collective soul body raise their frequency and their vibration, right? And so this is conscious channeling. So I think people are confused about that. I'm not just talking. I may be, cracking jokes here and there in between, but nevertheless, I'm channeling this. I'm not just, you can't make this stuff up, right? And if you've been here in the psychic investigation, everything fits together. Every video is a puzzle piece to the next. And so the psychic investigation started off with, we thought poor Charlie was passed away. But then very quickly, there were some things in the energy field that just were so telling. And along the way, guys, all of the players of the game started to come up and present their energy one by one. And, Erika, it took a while to get to Erika Kirk's energy. But when Erika Kirk's energy entered the chat, girl, it entered the chat. And to be honest with you, the last video was a lot to pull through. It was a massive code to pull through. When we were talking about in the last video about JD Vance and about, well, actually it was about Candace Owens and Erika Kirk, and how literally Erika Kirk is running things. So maybe I should play a little bit of that video so we understand, but I'm just going to reiterate this because I'm going to tell you who Erika Kirk truly is. And this shocked me. And the day before, when I did the other video, this is what led us here to the psychic investigation has taken another turn. Now we are going back to iniquity. This is where I have found, what's her last name, her true last name? Is it Franve or Franzva or something of that nature? This is where this last name goes back to. And I am telling you, I think, like I said before, Erika Kirk was always going to be bigger than Charlie. But now I see of why Candace Owens can't truly speak up. Candace Owens doesn't know why she can't truly speak up. We might just say it's the gag order. We might just say, hey, they used to be friends. We might just say it's out of respect for Charlie. But no, there is something greater behind it. And I'm telling you, Erika Kirk is far worse than we ever thought. And I say this respectfully because even Erika Kirk doesn't understand how far worse does it get. But, this is what the psychic investigation I hope to unfold, right, within this very important session today, right? So what I want to just bring up really, really quickly is I want to show you guys the channel from last video. Now, mind you guys, I do automatic writing. This is a tool to literally doodle from the subconscious mind. This took me all of 30 seconds or so. So this is Erika Kirk's energy, and this is Candace Owens. If you look here, there's literally an E and a K showing up and a cross. Now, I have read some of you guys' comments. You guys have been uncoding this stuff too. You guys have been spot on and seeing it from a different angle or vantage point. And that has been very, very cool because I'm doing this live. So literally, I'm uncoding all of this right after I draw it. So thanks for picking these things up. But nevertheless, this is Erika Kirk. Her energy is big and bold. This is Vance here. And literally, she's on top of him. This is Candace Owens. This is C for Candace. And literally, she's out. She's out of the, of the Trump and Vance, vibration. And she's literally being blocked. Who is she being blocked from? Well, this is where it gets interesting. When we look down at the feet, and you guys know I always divide the page into 3 sections. The first section is kind of what's going on from head up. The second section is kind of what's going on within like the whole torso, the whole body. And then the last part of the page is, what's going on in the feet, the legs down. This is Erika Kirk's energy, right? Look at all of this. This is Candace Owens over here. And I want to show you what I saw here. There's an infliction here. This is how I spot it. These lines are not just done for no reason. This is spiritually led. This is an infliction. And if you follow the energy down, the energy is being cycled down through a demonic language. I can't say it's demonic, but it's an old language or a demonic language, which is what we pulled last time. So here's that language. This is how I see language. These light lines that are kind of cursive-y. Look, this is Erika Kirk. All of Candace Owens' energy, it's being cycled back up to Erika Kirk. And remember, she's cycling her energy here. And remember, I said this was a fraction sign because Candace Owens is being fractured. She's being divided spiritually, emotionally. And I'm also hearing cosmically as well. But nevertheless, this has really explained where Candace Owens' allegiance is. And Candace Owens doesn't know that her allegiance is to Erika Kirk. Not because she literally is underneath her, but it's energetically. Energetically, Candace Owens' energy, soulful energy, consciousness has been like tapped spiritually. It is flowing into Erika Kirk. Make no mistake about it. Erika Kirk, yes, is she playing on the whole, Christian and hey, I'm going to cozy up to Vance and all of this, but also too, she's using Candace Owens' energy to do this. She's using part of Candace Owens' light. Could you imagine if Candace Owens had full access to her energy? She'd probably be the president. I mean, my God, she's already so accomplished. But I just want to point this out, guys. This is, in fact, what is happening. Now, I have found, someone says again, thank you, star round 7, Erika equals Lilith. Okay, we're going to have to look into that. Okay, Friends Vay, her last name. Hi, Buffalo Wild Wings. Hi, everyone. Sorry, I didn't say hi. Hi, Sister Sonia. Hi, Sister Carolyn. Hello, your favorite darkness. Hi, hi, hi. How are you? How are you? Okay. So this is now what I want to do, guys. It was very interesting. We were kind of praying for Candace Owens, right? And we were kind of praying about the witchcraft because we found in the last video that, in fact, this is witchcraft and it's done by Erika Kirk. Remember how I said Erika Kirk was applying the everyday witchcraft to Charlie? And I said, I believe that maybe Erika and Charlie had a hand in, I'm hearing, developing the relationship between Candace Owens and her husband. I wanted to say setting them up, but sources saying developing. So this was a development. It is something that I think, almost, and it's weird because Candace Owens said, oh yeah, we met and then we just got married in like 18 days later or something like that. But source said this had to be developed and possibly they were developing this thing in the spirit realm because, I just got to keep it a buck and real. Candace Owens was a threat to not only Erika, but to Charlie as well. Because Candace Owens is very sharp. And so you keep your friends close, but you keep your enemies closer. This is what it's given. So I understand the relationship that we have seen between Charlie and between Candace, but make no mistake about it, even within Charlie's energy field, it is showing up that not that he felt a tinge of insecurity with Candace Owens because she's such a bright star. So unintentionally, but intentionally, he could have helped Candace Owens a lot more. But she needed to be close enough to be an ally, but far enough away not to overshadow him. And these are talks that Erika also had with Charlie. And this could have been coming from Erika Kirk. And so when I say the everyday witchcraft was done by Erika, she was in the background planting things in Charlie's mind. And it did affect Candace Owens. Make no mistake about this, and I have to reiterate this because Source wants me to. Erika Kirk is doing spell work on Candace Owens to limit her star. And she's Erika's also playing chess. She's playing a good game, even though it looks bad to us. But spiritually, I can see it. She knows who Candace Owens is and what she's capable of. And more importantly, who Erika Kirk is in a past life, and why Candace Owens and possibly Charlie and possibly Vance all have to pledge allegiance to Erika Kirk. This is what we are going to talk about. Guys, I'm channeling, and I don't have nothing prepared really. This is literally off of the cuff, right? And so now I think it's important for us to listen to the light language. So, light language, guys, if you come from the church, it's called speaking in tongues. If you come from the love and light community, it's called light language. It's an angelic language. It is a spiritual language. And so we were doing a little light language when we were doing the clearing for Candace Owens. And there was something that came up. And this does come up. This particular language comes up when there's usually like either spell work or something done like that, or even in the ancestral codes. It does come up, but it was very, very, very loud in this, in this video, in this session. So I want to bring that up really quickly. And then we're going to find out the origins of a lot of these things, right? So give me 1 second here. One second here, guys. I want to share something. And I hope that you guys can hear it. 1 second. This is the video that we did 2 days ago. And I think you may not be able to hear it unless I unplug my mic. So let me do that now. Okay. Can you guys still hear me? Let me know, and then I will play it. It's just let me know if you can still hear me. You can still hear me? Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to share the video. Thank you. Thank you. The spell is this Inga. That's part of that demonic language that I'm picking up underneath the heels of Candace Owens. See, this is I'm channeling all of this. This is so amazing. Thank you for this divine, guys. This is a divine prayer. Thank you for sparking something inside of me. See, this demonic Inga is the energy that is on the tail of Candace Owens' feet. That's what that is. That's the spell work. If we were to trace that back, that comes from some Giddish. What's Giddish? Some sort of Giddish something Giddish. This is, I'm pulling this up within Erika's code. Something Giddish is the part of Erika that is doing the spell work. Some sort of Giddish, dark worker, group worker of some sort. And we present this before you. Give her back this he gave out in that lifetime, colluding with Jacob to be a more of the Black and melanated races. Okay, so I think it was important for me to show the light language to you guys, okay? And so give me a second, and I'm going to start pulling up that I actually found this word, Inga. Because remember I said this is coming from something Giddish. I was channeling something Giddish, something Giddish. And I'm going to reconnect my mic, so please let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Okay. All right. Perfect. So now let me tell you what I found. I was channeling through the light language, Inga, 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 right? And then when I pulled up Inga, it brought me to, it also said that it can be spelled ING without the A, which is still another form of Inga. And when I pulled it up, one second, I might show you guys this. When I pulled this up, Inga, I said it's some sort of Giddish, right? It says that Ing is tied to a deity associated with fertility, peace, prosperity, and good harvest, right? Hold on, I'm gonna share a few things with you guys here. I'm gonna share a few things with you guys so that we can all see what I am saying. We can all see what I'm saying. Okay. So this is what I found. This was part of the light language. It brought me here to this deity. I've never heard of this deity ever before. And it's what? How do you pronounce that? Freya? Ing. It brought me to the Ing. But the important part here is, what have we been talking about? We have been talking about Candace Owens being Rebecca, being literally still having Jacob and Esau in the womb. Charlie Kirk represents Esau. And remember, not only does J.D. Vance, we pulled up J.D. Vance's name, and his first name actually is what's his first name? James. Is it James? It actually means like Joseph. Like, wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna ask J.D. Vance's name. J.D. Vance. Okay. Someone said he has so many names. Just give me his name. What the heck is his name? Oh, goodness. Just give me his name. Why is that difficult? Guys, what does the J stand for? James. Okay, thank you. Stands for James. So the meaning of James is supplanter. Here we go. Now, this is why this is important, because the ing is one thing within the light language, but you can't make this next one up because it is all fitting together like a lock and a key. And so it is important to mention. Let me remove this really fast so I can talk to you guys. It is important to mention that James, aka J.D. Vance, which was literally showing up underneath Erika Kirk, right? Over here too, but it's more like kind of skewed, right? Not all the way as strong. James means subplanter. Remember what I said? We were talking about Candace Owens being Rebecca from the Bible. And this was such a paramount finding for us because it has set up the foundation of the psychic investigation. This was one of the original drawings I did of Candace Owens. This is Candace Owens. You can see it looks just like her. This is what her ancestors look like. More protruding jaw, flat nose, forehead. That's her. She has two babies in her womb, Jacob and Esau. Jacob and Esau. She shut down. Now we know why she shut down. Earlier, I was channeling. There were some things about herself that she rejected because she was picked on as a child about her skin color and her hair. But now we see it's deeper than that of why she shut down. Because remember, it's about to get deep. Remember when I told you guys that one thing about Candace Owens' soul, she's always been, because Candace means queen, we traced her back to Ethiopia. We traced her back to also ancient Kush, which is current day Egypt. This is where her soul goes back to. She's always been of royalty. She's always been of stature and status. She was always going to be of stature and status. Well, this is why it's important. In the lifetime of hers, Rebecca, we found out that the reason why she colluded two babies in the womb, Jacob, right, and Esau. Jacob was literally born holding on to the heel of Esau to literally get Esau's birthright as the first son. And we know that later Rebecca colluded with Jacob to steal the birthrights from Esau. That's how the story goes. Not because she wanted Jacob to have it, but because she knew if the birthrights were in Jacob's hand, she could easily more control Jacob. And probably the reason for that is Jacob, we would know them as like the black and melanated races, right? They later became the 12 tribes of Israel, which is still scattered all around the world, right? And then Esau, which Charlie holds massive codes to, would be more of our, white or Caucasian races, right? But it's because Candace Owens knew she could manipulate Jacob a bit more. That's just why she wanted to collude with Jacob. It's important to know that we found that the Jacob also means subplanter. So isn't it interesting that James means subplanter? And a subplanter is something that literally upserts you, uproots what the spirit and the soul and source God has for you, and it implants itself there instead so that it can get what you were supposed to get. This is a subplanter. This is the spirit of J.D. Vance. This was the spirit of back then, Jacob became a subplanter spirit as well when he held onto the heel of Esau. And Candace Owens was there to kind of facilitate that as Rebecca. That's important to know. Well, little did we know there was someone else watching all of this play in the background, watching Candace Owens with these children in her womb, that every lifetime somehow she would be in control of these two nations, able to still somehow in a way manipulate and to align with whoever had the birthrights in that said timeline. Little did we know that there was someone watching this from afar this whole time. And this is where we get Erika Kirk. See, we're going to go back to what I was saying in a moment, but I want to point something out to you guys. See, Charles, which is Charlie Kirk's real name, Charles. Charles means free man. Remember Erika Kirk was wearing that shirt that said free man? You remember when she had those leather pants on? She was wearing a shirt And I think it said freedom or free man. It may have said, I need to see this. I got to see what her shirt said. I got to see it. Let me see if I can find a photo of it. Well, nevertheless, she was wearing this shirt when she was in the leather pants. So you guys will let me know. Did it say freedom or free man? You guys will let me know. I need to know. I think it said freedom, but here's the thing. Charlie means free man, right? And if you look at Erika Kirk's maiden last name, the Franve or Francois, something like that, it means free man. It means free man. What a coincidence. What a coincidence. Charlie means free man. And Erika Kirk's original last name, the Franve or Francois, however you pronounce it, is of Germanic origins, which means it says Frenchman or free man. Remember how I said Erika Kirk was always going to be with Charlie because of the codes? Her last name means what his first name means. She was always mirroring him. But what I'm pointing out to you guys is when we get to the past life, to this deity, she was always mirroring him because she had been watching Candace Owens. So this is stuff that I do in my sessions. It gets deep. So it's interesting. It's not flat and three-dimensional. This is so multi-sphere. This is multi-dimensional work. Because normally if you're like, okay, someone put a curse on me or a spell or a root or whatever, but it's just like, okay, yeah, they did it in this life. No. You have to find the original infliction, because even if you remove it in this life, if you don't fix the root cause, then they can just do it again, or you'll take another lifetime with them because you've not severed the soul contract, because you can't sever that in which you don't know and understand. It's the whole point I'm making. So the reason why she had that name, because she was already coded. She was already setting herself up to be coded in the vibration of Charlie, aka Esau, aka one of Candace Owens' children, girl. You see what I'm saying? And who else did Candace Owens have in the womb? Jacob, the supplanter energy. And I'm not saying that Jacob, tribes of Israel, is a supplanter, but we're taking a look at the specific incident with Jacob grabbing onto the hills. Now, this could have totally been rewritten on Google, but nevertheless, this is how it plugs into the story. This is what we have found through Google. And so James, J.D. Vance means supplanter, right? And also, too, remember when I was saying that Charlie Kirk and George Floyd, their birthdays on the same day? And he's also holding these energy codes of the Jacob bloodline. So when I tell you the ritual runs deep, because we spent 4 years ago or 5 years ago, George Floyd incident happened. People went out, people protest, people got mad. We saw the ugliness and the goodness in people. Flash forward 4 or 5 years later, same thing happened with Charlie. We saw the goodness and the ugliness in people. That was the mirroring. So we got Freeman. She's already in the vibration. She was always going to meet. This is why she was Miss America, because if you look at America, the name America, it has Erika in the title. She was always going to be Miss America. And she was always going to be used as the Babylonian whore for America. This is what I'm getting. Guys, please subscribe to the channel. We got to get to 10K. Thank you. We got to get to 10K. Help me get to 10K. Subscribe to the channel and like the video, please. and I'm a conscious channeler. I'm channeling all of this. I'm putting all of the source codes together. The source codes are literally just DNA, we just put them together. So these are the codes that Erika held. And the reason why she's holding the codes is because she's been watching since iniquity. This is far back before Christ. I'm talking, it goes far back. Her soul has been watching since iniquity. She's been watching Candace Owens since iniquity. This is who she's been watching. So it wasn't so much about her being with Charlie, but it was so much about her being with Charlie because she knows that Candace Owens will literally control the birthrights. Money, power, control. This is what it's all about. And I found the original infliction in the original timeline and past life, because this is what we must do. The original infliction is how you heal. That's it. And that is all. That will give you all the codes to really, really go on your true healing journey. So now since I've said that, something else is very interesting. And now I need to pull these codes through. So I need you guys to give me a moment. But remember when I was channeling Inga in the light language. And I said, this is Giddish. I channeled it like, this is Giddish. Well, when I looked up Giddish people, and it says that they have Germanic roots. What have we been talking about this whole time? Even her last name, her maiden last name, has Germanic origins. What have we been talking about this whole time? We've been talking about the Masonic order, the shadow government, the deep state. We've been talking about the Germanic people. Germanic people is not just from Germany. It includes Northern Germany and also includes, other parts of I think Scandinavian countries, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but it includes other countries. But the whole point is that the whole reason why this whole psychic investigation kicked off is because we're going into a new system, a new world order, a new one world government, a new currency, a new vibration. And the Rothschilds, which are of German or Germanic roots, literally kind of stalled the financial system. This is why we are experiencing all of this stuff. It's being held up by the Rothschilds. And it's trickled down to America's got a problem. It's trickled down to that through the, food prices and gas prices and everything's up and up. But where it originated from, make no mistake, is the Rothschilds has a problem. They're trying to still figure out how they can stay in control. And so this is why the governments of the world have a problem and why everything is topsy-turvy, because everything's trying to fight for the number one position, right? But make no mistake about it, who all has Germanic origins? Trump does. Erika Kirk does. Charlie Kirk does. All of the players of the game. Every single last one. And we know that the people occupying Israel, they are Israelites through religion. Well, not Israelites, because the Israelites are people. They are converts from Germany. Do you see how all of this, do you get it? I'm not blaming it on one group of people, but I'm just saying they're not people per se. The ones within that subgroup that are doing these things are not people. They're not just linked in to the reptilian that we found connected to all of these people. And this is bloodline 2. See, the bloodline and the codes you possess make you susceptible to the attachments as well. This is why going back to the original infliction, going back to that said past life, going back to that said timeline, that said energy signature, that said, death wound, that said trauma, is what you need to do to get the source codes and plug it in to the equation so you can see clearly. So do you see what I'm saying? And there is a distinct difference between Israelites, which are still wandering around the world. They're still, God has not brought them back together yet. But what we have are the people who hijacked a group of people. They've been going from land to land, getting kicked out. The people occupying Israel, they got kicked out of every single place that they've ever been to. And finally, they set up shop there in the 1940s. They became a state. If you are the oldest people in the world, why is your country, Nigeria wasn't even a country until the 1960s. How is it that, and by the way, I have to say this about Nigeria. See, a lot of people, the people who are calling Nigerians are actually not Nigerians. That's a whole nother story. And I know who those people really are. And that's a story for another video. And it's a really good one too, because we think, guys, some of us come from the stars. I'll just say this really quickly. Some tribes in Nigeria, especially the Igbo tribe, they actually came literally from the stars. They came directly from God. They had one mission to do, which was to literally do a specific thing that God told them to do. But instead, someone fell and married into a reptilian bloodline, got lust from a woman, married into this reptilian bloodline. And I'm telling you, this has also gotten into our DNA pool. And this is why people have the different, like what they say, the reptilian brain and all of that. It's from them, because they did not do the simple thing that they came here to do. They were supposed to already return back, but then they got stuck down here because they fell. So that's a story for another day. But I'm telling you, some of us are in these bloodlines. You weren't even supposed to be on Earth. That's probably why you've never feel like you fit in. But somewhere along the way, one of our ancestors didn't do what they're supposed to do. We were already supposed to be out of here. But then we become like literally a casualty of war. And we're like literally bonded into the system with everyone else. And the reason why I know this is because I went on my own soul pilgrimage to know this, even about my own soul, which came from the star system of Aluna, where people and nature were one. We never knew anything separate. And then there was an infliction. Something happened there. And then I was taken into captivity into the Assyrian star system. And literally was not until, maybe I knew it in a past lifetime, but I'm telling you, I'm just finding out about this. I was never even supposed to be. Look at all of these, how many lifetimes to figure out where the infliction. A lot of our souls are in captivity, is what I'm saying. And this is also why people keep getting recycled as well. Sidebar. Okay, let me get back to it. So all of these people, and I have nothing against German people, because I happen to have my grandfathers have German. And I have nothing against they're Ashkenazi Jews, right? So the people occupying Israel, they are Ashkenazi Jews, Jews on paper, Jews, that converted, but they're from Germany. I got Ashkenazi Jew in my bloodline too, which is probably why I can pick up on all these codes as well. So I have nothing against it. I'm just telling you what source says about this. But these people are not all the way human. Not all of the bloodline, but what I'm saying is the people that are in the Rothschilds, are in the, high-level Masons, are part of the shadow governments. This is what I'm saying. They all stem from these dramatic people. And it just so happens that Charlie, Erika, and all of the rest are all part of the same group. And so this, what aristocracy, or even, how we think, like when we have like the monarchs, right? How they have to marry, their cousins, girl. They have to marry people in their bloodline. Like, that's why, Meghan Markle is related. So everyone's like, oh, she's not part of, yes, she is, or she wouldn't even be there. All of these people are related. That's what I'm saying. Even if you think that literally, like, we still have a monarch. We still do. It's just done differently. They give you the illusion of Democrat and Republican, but these people are all the same. They're all related. Obama's their cousin, Bush's cousin, a close cousin too, not even far away. I'm just saying, guys, this is what you have to know. So these people have been running the show forever. I'm talking back to even eon. So let me get back to it. So it is Giddish. That checks out. We see that. We see that. Also, too, the whole free men thing, that's a weird thing. That's weird. That both of their names just so happens to be that. Now, let's go back to this deity. I need to find out more about the deity. So this deity is associated with fertility. And I think that this is the reason why Candace Owens has been in this, even though we know Candace Owens is way smarter than Erika. But how come the energy is going to Erika? I think Candace Owens, not I think, this is what I'm channeling. Candace Owens went to either see this deity, prayed to this deity. I'm sorry, Candace. Source 8 never lied. This is what is coming through. I think Candace Owens did some spell work of her own way back when to not necessarily have the rights to the Jacob and Esau, but this is what I'm getting. And I think she went to see this deity, which I think that Erika holds. I'm hearing Erika holds mighty codes into this bloodline. And in some way, it's like Candace Owens is indebted to Erika, which holds mighty codes into this deity. And so now I need to bring up more source codes from this deity. Give me a second. Give me a second. Yep. And maybe that's why, maybe that's why I was drawn to Candace Owens' pregnant womb. Why would I be drawn to that? Now it makes sense. How many videos, guys? We're like 40 videos in. Why would I have ever been drawn to Candace Owens' womb? Does that make sense? No, you can't make it up. Now I understand. As when source says who Erika Kirk is connected into. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let's get this in. Let's get this in. Okay. This is all on the spot, guys. This is all on the fly. This is interesting. Okay. So maybe, let me see if I share this. So this is that God. This is that dramatic God of fertility, peace, and prosperity. How do you pronounce this name? Freyr? I've never seen this deity before. It doesn't look to be like, a very popular deity. And I don't know much about it, but this is what the source codes has led us here. This is where the source codes have led us here. No, I'm not accepting anything. No, it makes you accept them. No. Okay, god of fertility, prosperity, closely associated with the summer. Comes from the Venera tribe gods who were portrayed of being more connected to nature and agriculture. Okay, let me see if this has anything to do. Ba, 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 ba. I'm reading. Okay, nope, they went off of a tangent with this. Nevertheless, okay, see this, it's faster for me to channel than to be looking on Google. It's much faster for me to just channel this. So this is what I'm saying, guys. I'm just going to channel this because it's a lot faster. It's a lot faster. So here's the thing. Candace Owens is in some sort of like spiritual servitude. This is kind of what I was talking about. Something could happen. You might, even right now, let's just take this. People pray to all sorts of gods. People pray to all sorts of deities. And even in that particular lifetime, those deities, it could have been, you know, what everyone else was doing. It could have been the culture. You know how, Christians here in America, we all pray to Jesus because it is culturally appropriate to pray to Jesus. But possibly in the future, it will not be. I'm just saying, Candace Owens, her soul went to seek help with fertility at some point, either through prayer or either through divination. I'm hearing it was through divination. So this would be, you do divinations, you do rituals, you do, stuff like that. But this is how she got indebted to this energy. And I believe that Erika Kirk, you know what, when someone said last video that Erika Kirk could have been the thorn in the side, this is kind of what I'm getting. Erika, this deity, right? It feels like Erika Kirk is holding codes. And what that means is a lot of this deity's DNA is activated in this lifetime. Erika Kirk is holding massive codes, and those codes are online. That's what I mean. When I say Charlie holds codes to Esau, it means in this lifetime, those codes are online, right? Erika Kirk's codes of this deity, this Ing, or this Frere deity, which is in charge of fertility. At some point, Candace Owens, through divination, and this is how innocent this stuff can be, y'all. But apparently, I guess the deity also wanted something from Candace Owens. And that's the part they don't tell you. They don't tell you what they want you to give to it. Just think about that. When you're praying to different gods, ask the God what it wants in return. That's just coming to me now. You want to be sure of what it wants. Some gods want your soul. I'm just saying, that's really coming to me now. So Candace Owens, through divination, reached out to this Frere, that deity I just showed you guys, Ing, or this Norse god Frere. And in this lifetime, Erika Kirk decided to collect, is what I'm saying. That took me a minute to pull through, but this is what is happening. So this is who Erika Kirk is. She is of that bloodline of this fertility deity. Candace Owens seeked help from this energy deity. She seeked help from the deity at one point in some lifetime. I don't know which lifetime, but because the contract was never fulfilled. Whatever it is that Candace Owens was supposed to do, whether it was knowingly or unknowingly, Most people don't know what these gods want in return, but they have to want something. They give you something. What do you think? You're not going to give them anything? That's not reciprocity. Subscribe to the channel, reciprocity, and like the video. Do you see what I'm saying? That's not reciprocity. By the way, we're going into a time frame of reciprocity because we're going to have to start bartering, and then there has to be equal reciprocity. So this is what I'm saying. So she didn't understand there was reciprocity for the divination of reaching out to this god, because you know why? Here's some sources saying, because if you pray to God or do divination for something that impedes on someone's free will, you can't do that. It's against literally cosmic order and law. Remember I said cosmically? Remember? Thank you. Source is doing a big one. Remember I said Candace Owens is also being fractured cosmically? That is why you can't make it up. She's been fractured cosmically because of this deal. See, when she went to this god through divination work, she wanted, to always be in the driver's seat, be the mother. And it could have been something as simple as, you ever seen those mothers who love their children so much, especially their sons, putting binding spells on them, or like literally just the forever mama's boy, where his mama's in control and he's like a zombie listening to her? This is spell. That's what I'm saying. It could have been something like that, where she just loved her sons, or, and just wanted to make sure that she was always somewhat listened to by them. But that still impedes on their free will. Rebecca, rather. And that's what happened. And Erika Kirk was like, okay, I'm going to set up some source codes. I'm going to meet you in this lifetime, because it saw everything that Candace Owens had been receiving over the different lifetimes. And even though Candace Owens, as Rebecca, kept receiving more and more, never actually paid this deity in full, is what I'm getting. So Erika Kirk, girl, corkscrew. Source ain't never lied. Erika Kirk set it up. She fractured herself. It literally, what I'm seeing, a wishbone. You pull one side out, you get the bigger piece. It's given she's the evil part of this deity, of the essence, the soul essence of this deity. And she was like, I'm going in. I'm gonna be the villain. I'm going in. And it's like pulling a wishbone and you getting the larger piece and you winning. So this is what she's doing in this lifetime. And that is how she's getting the energy from Candace Owens, because she's getting back what Candace Owens literally offered to her, was supposed to give to her. Whether Candace Owens knew it or not, she was supposed to pay some offerings to this deity, and she did not do it. And so in this lifetime, it came to collect. But not only did it want to collect from Candace, it also wanted to collect from Candace Owens' beloved, Charlie Kirk being Esau, and even J.D. Vance being the supplanter that was holding on to the heel of Esau. Of course, along with George Floyd, is also, part of that supplanter energy. So this is what I'm saying. This is who Erika Kirk is. And this is why the spell work is spelling. This is why Candace Owens' energy is getting drained. This is why Candace Owens cannot speak out, cannot speak up and speak out. Cannot. Because maybe she doesn't know on a conscious level, but she feels indebted to her in some way. And maybe possibly because she is the one who helped to curate the meeting with her and her husband. Erika Kirk was behind that, to keep eyes on Candace Owens. She was going to get her payback. Not necessarily because she needs it from Candace Owens, but she needs what she helped Candace Owens with the fertility. I'm hearing she helped Candace Owens with fertility rights, fertility rights to both Jacob and Esau. And that's literally everyone. That's literally the Caucasian races and the melanated races. So that's literally everyone. She helped Candace Owens with that. And so, now that's what she wants. She had Charlie, and look what happened. If she gets Vance, what do you think will happen to Vance? They're not outsmarting her. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Whew. This was one to pull through, too. This was a one to pull through. This is crazy. I just said corkscrew. Well, I was sitting here right before I started. I did a little bit of automatic writing. And I hadn't yet defined, right, who was who. But you can't make it up. I did another automatic writing. This side, when I was doing this side, baby, this is my left side. The left side is where those energies are potent, baby. Those demons come out at night. I felt a frequency in my left ear, and I was like, it's Erika. It is Erika, because she is in the vibration of that deity. And I wish I had more information on this deity, this Freyr, god of fertility. In Norse mythology, it's from Norse mythology, right? And I guarantee you, if we looked this deity up, because like every pantheon has a different version, it's probably in the Egyptian. I wonder if it's in, what? Some tell me, look for this thing in the Egyptian pantheon. So then maybe we can get a clear message, because I don't know much about that. Okay, it's not showing up in the Egyptian pantheon. Okay, so it is literally just for the Norse pantheon. But nevertheless, that's where it comes from. And it makes sense because of the Giddish, because of the Germanic roots of everyone. And I wouldn't be surprised if Candace Owens also holds German codes as well, or her husband. Somehow it's in there, right? It has to be in there. It has to be in there. But nevertheless, here's the thing. This baby is Erika Kirk. And look at this thing. I'm telling you, there was some frequencies when I was drawing this. It was crazy. I was like, oh my God, this is Erika. Look at this thing. It's like something here going down through this. And this looks very evil. But that looks like a corkscrew. Doesn't this look, is that an E? What the, wait, is it like a backwards E or something for Erika? Those wine openers that you screw and then you open it up like this, like that. I'm telling you, that is Erika. That's the corkscrew energy that I just said. And then not only that, it kind of does, like, remember I said she split off in this lifetime. So that Norse, that Freyr god of deity of fertility, it's not the whole part of that deity. It's the part of it that is coming back literally to collect from Candace and Charlie and Vance and all of the rest. Like it wants literally, it wants what it was promised. I don't know if Candace Owens' energy promised it anything, but girl, it wants something. I'm telling you, this is a lesson from Source. Source is saying every deity wants something in return. Don't think you can pray to a deity and not give them back something. They're not here just for you to take. Even Jesus, I'm saying this is coming through very clearly. I don't care who it is, if it's Krishna, if it's, Shakti, if it's Jesus, if it's the Prophet Muhammad. It doesn't matter. There has to be reciprocity. So what I'm saying to you, before you go reaching out and praying to any deity, there's been over 10,000 gods in recorded history. So I don't know who everyone practices to, but or prays to. But I'm telling you, you better make sure you ask them what they want from you. This is just a soul lesson that we are learning in this moment. And do you see how Candace Owens' soul and Erika Kirk's soul is allowing us to learn? I'm telling you, this is probably why a lot of people have been recycled back, being brought here back on the Earth School, because literally we just did not give the reciprocity, whatever that was. Maybe we didn't know what it was, because we all just grow up worshiping, praying to the God that our parents told us to. We never ask them what do they want from us, unless you have a personal relationship. Then if you have a personal relationship with God, with whatever God that you pray to, then of course you should know. But for the people who they just get along to go along, they never really ask that question. And Source is saying you really should ask that question. But I'm telling you, this is even like a E, kind of like this top E is hiding under here. This is, Erika is a bad mama jamma. She is, and even here, I was trying so hard not to make an X, but it's still showing up. I was like, please don't make no X. But you can't even, because it's just spirit drawing. Like, you can't even make it up. It's still there, which we know is the perversion of the cross. And when they pervert the cross, it literally just means that they are in a Masonic order, because all of these Masonic orders and all of these secret society things are all off of religion and gods. This is what they're all made off of. Don't think that they're not talking to God. No, they are. They're just perverting it. They don't think they're perverting it, but they are. Okay. And so when you have a Erika Kirk, if she becomes vice president, or Vice President Vance jump off, or side piece, or whoever, or best friend, or whatever that is, just know you have someone that literally is a perversion of the Christ energy, the Christ light. You have a perversion of that. The whole administration is a perversion. Oh, I got a lot of messages about Trump. Ooh, I got a lot of messages, but I'm going to save that for another video. But let me check my recorder, because I record a lot of these messages. I think there is a recording for this particular video. So let me do that now. Give me a second, guys. Subscribe to the channel, y'all. Like the video, please. Reciprocity. Okay, guys, I literally have so many different recordings of different visions and prophecies and dreams and stuff. It's a lot to look through. But also too, I have things on Kris Jenner as well. So yes, that will be coming. Donald Trump. When I tell you guys, everyone is wearing black this season. When I tell you guys, every one of these people are wearing black in all of my visions. If you know what that means, then you know. So part of this message too, I think it was Erika Kirk standing in front of saplewood. It is a tree. This is how I saw the image in my mind first. Then I got the telepathic message about this particular god, right? For me to look it up, look up the Inga, right? So she was standing, it was like a dark setting. She was standing in front of a saplewood tree. And when I looked up saplewood, I just want to tell you guys this because, just in case it becomes important later. It says the saplewood is an ancient, expansive forest of trees that reach hundreds of feet in the air, rumored to be older than the forgotten gods. Why did I say, see, that god I didn't know? Right? So I'm telling you, this saplewood, older than the forgotten gods. This dense wood is widely known throughout the mortal realm, and many who visit are surprised to learn the stories they believe were exaggerated legends are, in fact, shark truths. So this is her energy, this saplewood, older than forgotten gods. So when I tell you this is who people are interfacing with. This is where Erika's energy comes from. Iniquity, back from iniquity. That's what I'm saying. Back from when we still literally had magic. And that's a whole nother video where I'm going to start doing another psychic investigation on our true origin and our true lands as well for humanity. But I'm just saying that, and this traces back to the Titans as well. So this is kind of the time period, right, of the origin of Erika Kirk's soul or imprint into humanity, right? So it's like this is when her consciousness became absorbed into the imprint of the collective codes here. And it's way back then, right? And so I wouldn't doubt that if she's holding these fertility codes, that she probably held this in, in different pantheons, different religions, as well. But nevertheless, okay, maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I shouldn't go there. I'm not about to talk about people's kids, y'all. But something just struck me. This is off the record, right? I'm not channeling this. I'm just because I want to be sensitive to this, but I'm just saying something is interesting. I'm not sure if I'm not going to say I'm not sure if she can have kids, Erika, because I know they say they have 2 kids, but what I'm talking about is this deity, the part of her that is this deity, is this soul that goes back to, iniquity. It felt as if there's a part of her that can't truly produce. And it may be, and I feel this so deeply in my gut. And I'm not saying that those children aren't hers or they didn't have children. I'm not even going to go there. But someone said they were saying that there was no pregnancy photos of her. I'm telling you, I'm getting a really sick feeling in my gut. It feels that she can't bear children, but not just her in this lifetime. It feels as if part of why that deity was able to be the fertility deity is because it was to hold the vibration of fertility by gifting it out to people, but never having it for itself. Right. And so it feels as if this is the part of the code too that came in here with Erika, that she's barren. That's unofficial. Unofficial. But that's what I'm saying. Oh, someone Flowers said this isn't the first time I've heard that. Okay. All right. I just, I want to be sensitive just in case, but I'm just saying that's just kind of what I'm really, really getting. And someone says, is Candace Owens a man? Y'all, oh my God. Lord. Y'all, don't reduce my channel to this. I think I've done a good job on my own reducing it with all the foolishness. Uh, is Candace Owens a man? Well, I can say this: Candace Owens has massive male energy, masculine energy for sure. She does. I don't know if she's an actual man per se, but I have to look into that. But I find it interesting. I saw a image today, like earlier today, randomly of Candace Owens as a baby. So it's funny that you mentioned that. It's so funny because I saw an image of Candace Owens as a baby today. She was swaddled in a blanket, like a pink blanket. It was like pink, white, and it had some other like baby, emblems on it. So I'm gonna say no, she's not a man, but she has very heavy masculine energy. I'm gonna say that. So yeah, guys, this was a live channel, so sorry if that was a little choppy, but possibly that was choppy because that was Erika's energy. Did not want us to understand, but look how deep that is, the relationship is. So what does Candace Owens really need to do? She needs to pay whatever she said she was gonna give this deity. She needs to either pay it or she needs to sever all ties with it. And that's what, too, I want to point this out to you guys. Sometimes you just got to give stuff back. Remember, I was talking about the Charlie in the chocolate factory? And the reason why Charlie got the candy factory and no one else, because all the other kids are spoiled and entitled and they were all taking everything. But Charlie even gave back the little piece of chocolate and he was like, no, that's okay. Like, he was just happy to be there. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you take blood money, you got to give it back. That's what I'm saying. Look what Charlie. And even Charlie, who's like, I don't know, man, about this Israel thing, but I know I took all this money from him, but I don't know about this. But if you take blood money, you're going to have to pay for it, whether that's paying with your life or paying with just giving everything back to them and saying, sorry, not sorry, I can't do this. Right. And so that's kind of the vibe that I get with the Candace Owens, with her soul, right? This is we're talking iniquity, guys. We're really not even talking about them in this lifetime per se right now, but you got to give it back. So if you made any, you have any, see, a lot of people reach out to me with spell work, and so this is something the source is saying right now. You need to sit within yourself and see: have you taken something? Have you did divination to a deity to get something? Those off things, you breaking up with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and you so desperate that you just reach out to anything you see something online or on, and it looks good. Oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this little spell over here. But I'm saying you got to find out what they want on the back end, because there always has to be reciprocity. And we've learned that within the last session with the subplanter energy. And now we've learned it again. The soul never forgets. It doesn't forget. Erika Kirk came to collect, baby. She came to collect. And in a way, too, there is a tinge of jealousy because that she is barren. And I mean, I'm talking about she as in that deity. And I'm kind of getting the vibe that a lot of these deities, like when they become deified by something, they have to give up something in order to be of that stature as well. So, it's interesting. It's always reciprocity. You're not going to have it all, in every lifetime. You certainly won't. So I'm in the comments. Erika was half naked when Trump was peaking. She sold her soul. Yeah, remember, source said she sold her soul around the age of 14, when she entered into maybe some of her first, you know, like modeling or pageants, or just I don't know if her parents, I think her parents were connected into this stuff. And I think that's why she had gotten into this at an early age as well. I really getting the vibe her parents were connected into these Masonic lodges. They've spent time in Masonic lodges. Yep. Someone says, I seen Beyonce's bump, so maybe. Yeah, guys, you know the world is a stage. Everything is, they got pieces and parts and everything, and you never know. I mean, and sometimes if someone is barren, they may not just want to say that. They may just like put on a fake baby bump and get a surrogate or a Kathy White, is what I'm saying. That's a story for another day. But yeah, so how someone asked, how do I cast a spell for humanity to improve? You know how you're going to do that? You're going to detach. Guys, if you see, that's the thing. Remember, the reason why this frayer into deity, say entity girl, deity was able to might be an entity, was able to actually, sorry y'all, that hit. I'm saying this God, this pantheon, this may be an entity. And I'm sorry, I have to go back to that because it gives a lot of credence to possibly a lot of these gods are nothing more than entities. I'm just saying, because, I have things that show up in some people's sessions, and sometimes people will have attachments that are still entities, but they're not necessarily evil, but they're not allowing the client to be free and sovereign, which is not a good thing. So I'm saying, y'all, a lot of these gods, I gotta say it, are just entities. And maybe that's what they want. Like you pray to them, you do the divination, you get what you get, and then they get to live through you. They get to suck a little off of the top, skim a little off of the top, your energy, a little bit of loose here and there. That's all they want, just a little bit. And that sometimes they do have to cause certain things to happen if you haven't fed them in a little while, is what I'm saying. I'm getting all of this, y'all. I am telling you, and I know some people will get mad because they love their God or their deity or whoever it is that they're praying to. But I am telling you, you have to give them something. Don't think you're going to get something from any God and not give something in return. It ain't happening. That's what Source is saying. It ain't going to happen. And even when people, and you know what? Now it brings the question to ancestral work and how people put food out for their ancestors on their altar. And a lot of people say that's weird, that's voodoo, that's witchcraft and all of that. But now, see, sometimes we demean things that we don't understand. I never understood it, but until now, they do that because it's reciprocity. How can I go to my ancestor and ask them for protection? And I don't give them anything. I never talk to them. I never bring them a cup of coffee or a flower, and then I'm asking them for all this stuff. It's reciprocity. They are practicing reciprocity, which is more what a lot of people are doing to gods. They use God as a pump and dump, a machine just to suck the God dry. I'm sorry, guys. This is what just Source wants to tell us this. Just sucking these gods dry. Try giving something back. Try actually praying and talking to God, to the God or whoever you're praying to, without asking for something. And then maybe they won't be an attachment because it's actual reciprocity is what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. God wants reciprocity too, not just us. Thank you. That's it. That's all, folks. That's it, and that is all. So someone says, okay, I'm reading. Oh, I was saying cast a spell. You can't cast a spell over humanity, but what you can do is you could detach from the part of humanity that literally is you don't like and lowering your frequency. And then once you can hold the vibration of what it is that you do want to attract, then your true soul members and tribes will come in, and then you will be literally living in, like adjacent to the thing that you don't like. And so the thing is, guys, I got to say this, and I'm sorry. And girl, if you listening, I still love you, but I just got to say it. So I had a consultation, right? And I'm literally trying to tell this person, like, hey, there's some subconscious work that needs to be done, right? Like, everything is truly us pushed out. And sometimes we don't want to face ourselves. But, I was trying to be nice and say it, but I have to, you guys, if you guys a consultation, I'm going to tell you like it is. I'm going to be nice, but I got to tell you. And then when she was like, no, I don't think that's it. I got to offer pushback, because if you're literally coming to me for spiritual help, I have to tell you what it is. There's a part of yourself that is not of the higher vibration. And on some level, you are attracting this into your sphere of awareness. So it's what I'm saying, guys. This is the first thing you must do to get rid of anything. You must detach from it. And what that means is truly detach. Don't go to their Facebook. Don't go to their whatever, their TikToks and Instagram. Don't show up at the party. They detach from their energy field. Remove yourself. Remove yourself. That will already start the dwindling down if you just detach from what it is that you don't want, or the people that you say is causing the spell work or whatever. Detach. Detach, detach, detach. Candace was pregnant 4 years straight. She's quite fertile. Yeah, Candace, baby, you were popping them things out. Now I think we know why. That's what I'm saying. And it was interesting, because isn't that interesting that Candace Owens is literally pregnant 4 years in a row? Now, the only person I know who could do that was my mom. My mom was pregnant every year. There's 10 of us. She was pregnant every year, right? But but I'm just saying, people did that back in the day, the olden days. But Candace, baby, that you need an award. And it's almost verifying what we are saying here today. Because even you would take at least a year and a half, right? But she literally, they've been married for how many years? 6 years. And she's had kids back to back to back to back. It's possible, and it does happen, but not often. Sometimes there's a 2-year break, or even a year and a half break, or even 20 months break. But in Candace Owens, that was not the case. It's just like the kids appeared. I'm telling you, you can't even make this up. There's no way to pull all of this and then for you to just say, oh yeah, Candace Owens was pregnant back to back. Yeah, girl, she got that. She didn't got that help from that deity, that Erika Kirk holds codes to. That's why she's quite fertile. And Erika Kirk is not. She was like, okay, maybe I'm not fertile, but what I am, I've been watching you for all this time. I know that you are. And I know that you're still literally, you hold the codes to Jacob and Esau, humanity. And so all I have to do is attach to you, is to manipulate a little energy in your field. And then I can have all that as well. And I can get back what it is. I can get some reciprocity. I'm not calling deities and gods devils, but I'm going to say this. I want to just give this statement. When you make a deal with the devil, they say you make a deal with the devil will always want to collect from you. So if you're trying to do spell work on someone or do whatever, even negative prayers are spell work, right? Writing down stuff is spell work, because you're literally cursing the person, right? Writing in cursive, you're cursing. So all of this, if you have any bad intentions, which takes away, impedes on someone's sovereignty and the ability to live their life, like you make a deal with the devil is coming back to collect from you. If you do spell work, who does, to help you overcome, someone, or overtake someone, or get what they want, get what they have, it's all said and done. The devil will come back and collect from you, because there is reciprocity as well. You wanted something, devil wants something from you. You want something from these gods and deities, deity wants something from you. And sometimes that's just you spending time with it. Sometimes that's just you worshiping it, praying to it, loving it. And sometimes it's your soul. And sometimes it's bondage, right? And so I'm saying you better be very clear on what it is the God of your choice wants back from you. This is what we've learned from this psychic investigation today. Okay. Why did Candace Owens go after Macron? Deflection. Ooh. Ooh. Sorry. Source said it. I didn't say it. Deflection. I'm gonna leave that there because I'm not saying that she a man, but Source said deflection. How yeah. Question? Wait. You mean Cammy? Are you questioning me or someone in the comments? Did you have a question for me or someone in the comments? What I meant by a deflection, so it's something that Candace Owens was deflecting. Like, I don't know why she got on the Macron story of the Macron, being a man and all of that. Is because Candace Owens was deflecting, maybe deflecting about some part of herself. And, this is energy. So this may not even be something Candace understands why she's doing it. But Source is saying it's deflection is why she did it. She's deflecting a part of herself, right? So thank you. Thank you so much. Great show, Tahira. Oh, thank you. Great show, Tahira. Thank you. Your favorite darkness, thank you. Gaslighting, someone says. Okay, deflecting about homosexuality, perhaps, you guys can do the math on that. That's I don't want to be like, oh, she said Candace Owens a man, because I did see her swaddled in a baby blanket, and it was a baby blanket for a girl. I did see that, and strange enough, I saw that today. But Source is saying deflection is why she did it. So, maybe it's deflecting of her husband or something. I don't know. And maybe they're closer than what we think. I'm telling you, all these people know each other. They're all connected. All of them. Driving, but here, yes. Bam, yes. Badger Sue, yes. And someone asked a question. I got to go back up here. How do I pray for someone without attracting evil? Okay, guys, please. One thing I got to tell you guys, and because I get a lot of people coming in for sessions that you guys are scared of everything. You guys are scared of everything. You have to stand in your authority. Do you know how special you are to be birthed of soul and spirit? Not everyone is birthed of soul and spirit. Not everyone is. You literally are a part of God, a part of Source. You are part of the infinite currency of Source energy God. The part that is energy, that is the true God. It lives inside of you. The energy is the energy, the inner I am. It is a currency that you always had since the beginning. So just know that this is how you pray for someone without you stand in your frequency, and you can do a protection prayer before, you can pray, of any of the Psalms, prayers. I know Psalms 91 is a good one. 23, you can do that. And then you can go into praying for the person, but you're not going in small. If you go in small, never go in the spirit realm small. And I'm talking about even to say a prayer, This is why people are literally, you're like, wait, I prayed to God. Did you really pray to God, right? Because God is a frequency that is going to literally, whatever frequency you're giving out is what you're going to get back. So when you want to go ask for things or pray for some, you talk to God as if you're talking to, a friend or a family member. You talk to God. You talk to God. If you go all destitute and stuff, you may get a pacifier put in your mouth. You go in there crying, you may get pacified. You may get, a little check written off to you, but you ain't about to get bags, baby, because you can't hold it. You still a baby. You can't hold the frequency of the larger thing that you want or that you're trying to manifest. And so this is why, you just get the pacifier in your mouth. You get a little, things here and there until you can hold your energy. And how do we do that? Authenticity. If you step into authenticity, it will align you to the total stamp of your soul's blueprint. If you step into it like that. So it's the best thing that I can say for you guys. Okay. How do you deal with evil entities? I stay prayed up. I am the giant of my soul. Because I'm constantly in spirit realm, I see everything. So guys, you have to understand, I am, or how people get ordained to be ministers and stuff. I'm ordained to do this. It's not a job for everyone, but this is something that I'm ordained to do, because part of me actually understanding this is also part of my source code. So for instance, I hold collective codes and ancestral codes of all of humanity. So it's a very specific calling. So I'm called to do this. So within the calling, it gives me the strength to do it. So I never get scared. Do I get leery sometimes of different energies? Absolutely. And you have to be. And I'm never going to toot my own horn or anything, but there are literally people who come in for sessions that are literally just ops. There are people who will come into sessions to try to even harm me. And it's like, girl, don't you know that I know what it is that you're doing? Like, I don't say anything, but I can tell, and I start instantly protecting myself. So it's like I can still offer services to someone and at the same time be protecting my own self. You have to protect yourself, right? So this is how I do it, right? And at the same time, part of these entities that I run across, see guys, here's the thing. It goes back to being the giant of your soul. They are connected to humanity. We're not connected to them. They're connected to us. So who has the power? We do. Why is the gray attached or the reptilian? Because they want something from you that they lack. And sometimes I'd be laughing, and especially with the grays, because they're bad hiders. They can't hide very well. They glitch a lot. And I'll laugh them. I literally laughed one back through the portal, and I saw him get in his little spaceship, and right away, that was a funny session. Like, that's the thing. If they know you're not scared, if they know that you can see them, dang, I ain't got no other way to hide. Then they leave, because the way they see it, they can just go attach to someone else who won't see them, who won't reach out to someone like me for help. That's the way they see it. So that's why, like, and anyway, you yourself have to be in a vibrational match. So I can see it. I can deal with a lot of different energies or entities. But if I myself am not lowered in frequency, they can't attach to me. They can be around. They can be whatever they want during the session, but you got to go. And at sometimes I do, especially through the hypnosis session, I do have to remove them. I do have to speak to them, because I need to find out why they are attached to my client. But then they have to go. You don't get to take up no space here, baby. That's not what we get to do over here. Because remember, you're the authority. That is how you do it. You are the authority. You are part of source. You're part of the infinite part of source energy, God. There isn't any way for you to ever be without source because you are part of source. They are not. Either they spoiled their seed somewhere along the way, or they never had it. They never, ever were of source. They're someone else's generation. People can, entities and beings can create other things in the spirit world. Just as we have the ability to create AI and all this stuff, AI people, other beings have the ability to create things. It doesn't mean that they sat there with them and loved on them and taught them things. They could have just created something and be like, oh my God, what the heck did I create? I'm out. And then you got a bunch of little creepy crawlies running around and they've never been taught anything. So part of what I do sometimes, I do have to educate these entities. Do you want to go back to source where you birthed of source? No, some of them were, but they spoiled their seed. We all have a spiritual seed. If you spoil it, you keep doing bad things and bad things and bad things, eventually you will get cut off. There'll be no more harvest for you. So it does happen. It does happen, but just be the authority. That's pretty much all I want to say. So someone said, do the entities run when they see you? Some of them do. Or the more thing, what they do is they try to hide. So the reptilians will try to hide. The grays will try to glitch. And the demons are they're just nothing. I know the demons sound scarier, but they're not, because they don't have any technology. They're just demons. They only are flat. They're just one dimensional. Like, they're just flat, and they're just what they are, And I tell them, you can't be here. Like, you're gonna have to go. You're not gonna stay here. It's not what you're gonna do. But also, too, sometimes clients will have soul contracts with these things. And so I always ask, do you have a soul contract? And so if you have a soul contract, you got to either get them to remove the soul contract in during the session, or you got to, like I said, that reciprocal. Be careful. Be careful. Sometimes these things, more than likely, they take false soul contracts. They trick people into taking soul contracts. So usually you can get out of it, because it was never had anything to stand with. I tell them, you tricked her to take this soul contract. Like, sometimes I'll just have fun with it, because you can't show them that you're scared, because that's the whole point. If you're afraid, that's why a lot of people can't remove their own entities, because they're afraid of them. You have to stand up to them. You have no authority here. You have no power. Get out, be gone, detach. And even if they're still around, if you just don't pour energy into them and keep doing the things to remove them, as your frequency raises, they naturally won't be able to stay, because you're no longer the vibrational match to their frequency. They need loosh. They need emotional energy. They need the tears, the sorrow, the pain. They need that to live off of. If you all the way up, they can't attach. Some of them are some strong suckers, though. Woo! Some of them are some very strong suckers, very, very ancestral. And so, stuff like this, psychic investigation, it's multiple different angles and sessions, and you got to get to that past life stuff. That's where you're going to find the origin of it. Because when you find the past life origin, then you found the contract. That's why I love doing past life regression therapy, because once I find where that entity originated in that lifetime, you have found the soul contract that you took. And then it's just a matter of, of dismantling the soul contract after you find the infliction. Okay. Hi, Sister Gail. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, but thank you so much for being a part of this very important show this evening. I love you all so very, very much. And yeah, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 10K. Thank you. It was great. Thank you so much, guys. This is, like I say, I never know what's gonna really come out. I just always have like, I'll get little pre-messages, but then it's just whatever source wants to bring, is kind of what happens. And I want to point something out too, because this is the reciprocity, right? That I give source. I give source reciprocity. And as source, I've done a lot of work for source. And this is work too that I do for source. My spiritual teachings are work that I do for source, right? And you know, and source, source pulls stuff in for me as well. But it's all about reciprocity too. So I just want to point that out. Take care, all. Bye, guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And so it is as we walk together in divine love. Bye. Bye bye.